Hello everyone, my name is Rob Biddulph. I'm a children's author and illustrator, and you might know me from my online draw-along videos. I am going to draw for you a little red monster. Okay, so what you're going to need is a piece of paper and a pen, maybe something to colour with a bit later on. Lots of people say to me they don't think they're very good at drawing, and I say, well, do you know what? I think everybody can draw. Some people just need a little bit of help with the order that we do the drawing in. Now, the first thing I want you to do, right in the middle of your piece of paper, we're going to draw a circle, but it's not going to be a smooth circle. It's going to be a kind of zigzaggy circle, like this. Because this particular monster that we are drawing today is a little bit furry. So we need to use these zigzags just to suggest that furry texture, okay? I want you to draw a vertical line coming straight down, so it looks a bit like a lollipop or one of those windmill things. Then we are going to draw a horizontal line going straight across, so it's a bit like an upside down T shape. Then let's put our pen at the end of this horizontal line, and we're going to come up and over, and we're going to stop. Then we're going to go straight up, back into our furry circle. Then we're going to do exactly the same on the other side. This drawing is going to be quite symmetrical, so it's going to be the same on each side, just kind of a mirror image of each other. And look, we have drawn 2 legs and a couple of feet. Let's add some little claws to the feet. Very simple, and our monster is really starting to take shape. I think I'm just going to give this monster one eye, one great big eye, right in the middle of his head. So let's draw a really nice big circle, like that. Slightly above centre, can you see? I've just left a little bit of a gap down the bottom for our monster's mouth. Inside that circle, we're going to do another circle. Then guess what? We're going to do another circle. You guessed it, another circle, this time slightly up to the right-hand side, like that. And we're going to do a little tiny one down to the left. We're just going to colour in around those 2 small circles that we did, and hopefully you'll see a little pupil start to appear. Like that. Pretty effective. Then if we just do lots of little lines coming out of that, going to the next circle, as if by magic, our monster's eye has appeared. Should we give him some eyelashes? Or her? I'm not sure whether this is a boy monster or a girl monster yet. You can decide when you draw your own. We're going to give our monster a nice big smiley mouth. So we're going to follow the shape of the eye all the way around, like that. Let's give him or her some little fangs. Just do a couple of little triangles, like that. A couple of little cheek marks. Pretty good. I like this guy. What I want you to do is a horizontal line coming straight out the side of our monster's head. Then we're going to turn left, and we're going to head straight up the page, like that. So it's like a backwards L shape. Then from the top here, we're going to come down and around in a nice smooth curve, and we're going to disappear back into the side of our monster's head like that. And that is one of our monster's horns. Remember I said this was a symmetrical drawing? We're going to do exactly the same on the left-hand side. Don't worry if yours isn't perfect, mine certainly isn't. It's those little kind of mistakes, if you like, that add character to your drawing. And especially when you're drawing a monster, right? There's no rules with monsters. I think we are ready to do a little bit of colouring. My favourite colour is red, so I'm going to start with a little bit of red. This monster is a little furry monster, so I don't need to do my colouring too carefully. I can do it a little bit scribbly, because actually when you're drawing fur, I think scribbly helps to make it look a little bit kind of furrier. The good thing about monsters, again, you can colour your monster any colour you like. I reckon the more colourful, the better. I'm using green, but I'm using a couple of different greens. I've used a slightly darker green just to make my drawing look a little bit three-dimensional. If you add a little bit of darker green here, it makes it look like the legs are sat just behind that big red furry body, and it just helps add a little bit of depth to your drawing. And actually you can do a similar thing with the red fur. I'm just going to use a bit of brown here, just around the edges of the fur, and I'm using quite distinct pencil marks, just to add to the kind of the whole furriness, as well as adding a little bit of depth and shading to my drawing. I'm just going to add a little bit of light blue on the edges of the teeth and just around the edge of the whites of the eye, like that, just to add a bit of detail. And now my favourite thing, which I always tell children to do, which is a very good little artist tip this is, if ever you're drawing something that's standing on the ground and you want to make it look like they're standing on the ground, you have to add one little thing that's very easy to add. Do you know what that is? Shadow. That's right. We add a little bit of shadow around the feet. So I'm going to add a little bit of orange to the red fur just to make my monster a little bit more fiery. Okay, and I think that's it. I'm pretty happy with this drawing, but there is one more thing that I need to do, and this might be the most important thing of all. We need to sign our drawing. We need to let everybody know who has created this work of art, because art is meant to be displayed. So I am going to sign mine very proudly down here. There we go, all done. So listen guys, keep on drawing, keep those pencils sharpened. Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget, Go Get Arty is available on BBC iPlayer. Follow the link in the description.